Y'all ready to record a podcast?
Oh, we're hosting a movie night tomorrow.
Cool. What are we watching?
This is Spinal Tap.
Who's coming?
As far as I know, Carlson. Devin might come. I just wanted to call him out and be like, you won't.
It's called Spinal Tap?
Yeah, it's a mockumentary.
About
It looks very funny.
The original, yeah, it's the original. It's a mockumentary about like band life, basically. It's funny.
Okay.
It's supposed to be funny. And on lead bass, and on rhythm bass. They have like 3 bass players in the band. It's like
on lead bass rhythm.
and on second bass.
It's pretty funny.
Second base. Ooh. Second base. Is this
Second base? Dude, can we get that isolated?
Ooh, scoring a double.
No, can we get voice crack second base isolated? Please.
Well, what do you want to do with that one, Cameron?
Still not as good as we were arguing about Nylea's Disciple and Weather Storms. Tom's going just coming in the background. Welcome back everybody to the episode of the Comic Podcast. Your favorite Paupers. Episode 119. I am your co-host Cameron Scott Schindler.
Wow, that one peaked for a while.
Yeah, this is my peak.
Good for you, buddy.
Joined
you
as
didn't
always.
peak in high school.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out. What's up, buddy?
Thank you, son. I hope the mic caught that.
Yeah, I like when he does that.
His little leap.
Also joined by Thomas, Classic Hammer Gun. What's up?
That's me.
That
That's
is
me.
you. We just need
What's up?
a Colossal Hammer and Cigar to Zade downshift the Pauper. We already have Ornithopter. We're halfway there.
Yeah, there's other ways to equip at Common already, too, which is very, very fun. Like a Battlefield improvisation from the Assassin's Creed set. I have played that in a modern tournament. That card's pretty fun.
Okay.
I would be super game for a hammer downshift. I think it would be pretty clunky. It would be powerful when it happened, but it would be kind of clunky.
Version. You remember, like,
Yes.
or the Explorer version? People were playing on that. It's like,
which is even better now because now you have like a kind of a Stoneforge Mystic in Cloud. It doesn't like cheat stuff into play, but it at least is a creature that goes to get the equipment. I don't know. Could be interesting.
Somebody was
This
telling
is
me,
nothing though.
Yeah, somebody was telling me they
I
thought
love
like
hammer.
some deck would be like busted in Pioneer, and I'm like, Vivi and Corey Steelcutter are like legal.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do anything else but play those cards in Pioneer. But that format's not real and can't hurt us. Also joined by James Leonardo Hieronymus. What's up?
My blood pressure.
Your blood. You know what's hilarious? I listened.
My blood
That's
pressure.
not funny.
No, it's not. But you know what is funny?
Oh my god.
I was looking for an opening clip of one of our things, and I did the last one I remember. Like, so I just heard this today was Hippo. I'm like, "What's up, Hippo?" And you're like, "Not my blood pressure." So
I do remember saying that.
Yeah, so that's why.
Because that was my joke for a long time that I went the one random time like, it's not my blood pressure.
Yeah.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're
Back
in the
to
trenches
raise.
again.
Uh-oh.
No heart attack for you. I need you to pay your portion of the rent.
Wow.
I love how that's what I mean.
That's
to you.
it, huh?
Well, it'd be hard.
Jesus.
I think they'd give me like, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Usually
Let's not find out.
Yeah, that's not.
We don't need to find out. But generally, I think it's they just give you the rest of the lease for free if a tenant dies. That like I think it depends.
Why'd you look at me?
James just he's got eyebrows now.
We both just stare at each other. Lock the door.
I'm gonna start locking my door.
I could be crazy, but I feel like I learned that sometime somewhere.
What do we got on the bracket today?
On the bracket, the fighting each other for supremacy on the podcast. I don't know about the bracket, but on the docket today, I don't know if y'all at home know, but there was this really, really big tournament in Italy that happens a few times a year.
I thought you were talking about the game night winner duel.
Oh, we're also going to talk about that. But the Paupergeddon Spring Edition happened over this past weekend, and it was a blast to watch. It was a blast to watch coverage. It was a very powerful set of magicians in Italy and across Europe who came to do battle. And we're going to chat about that, chat about some decks.
Interesting decks that made it too.
Yeah.
Like not a lot of like unknown stuff, but just surprising. Just a lot of things on my bingo list. If you said make a top 8, or how many copies of this do you think would be in the top 16 or top 32, and my March Madness bracket would have been really messed up.
Yeah, really cool stuff. And then we'll also chat about all three of us played in a win a duel at Game Night in Columbia.
Shout out, sponsored.
Sponsored.
Yeah, great store.
Sponsored.
You can send them a list of Pauper cards, and they'll email you back or on their website. They have a thing where you can submit a list, editions, foils, whatever you want, and they'll email you back pretty quickly. Like, hey, we have these cards, or hey, we don't have these cards.
I think they sold over a dozen envelopes on Saturday.
That does not surprise me. I was like, I have lint out envelopes.
Yeah,
every single week.
I own them now. They're mine.
I was like, I have lent out a set of to somebody. It feels like the last 2 to 3 months.
And
yes.
Freaking what's the card he bought there? Summoning Spider? Trapdoor Spider. No, it's not Trapdoor.
Are you talking about the enchantment?
Yeah. So it's a green
enchantment that he bought.
I was impressed because he's like, read this. I'm like, I already know what it does. And he's like, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, it's the enchantment that it says successfully cast a creature or flying. It turns into a 3/5 with reach for the rest of the game. He's like, why do you know that? I'm like, I'm sick, dude. I got problems. So,
but they also like host big tournaments like this Win a Duel we just went to.
Yeah.
They
host
big CDH tournaments.
They host the Common Ground Cup coming up soon, July 25th.
They also do their Pauper Week on Tuesday, and that is in correlation with
Just Roll With It.
Just Roll With It for their Friday nights, And there's going to be an invitational between those two stores. So if you're in the Middle Tennessee area, definitely check them out. They also have everything you can need for other games like Pokemon, Lorcana, One Piece, any game you can think of, they have there. They have supplies.
They have fun stuff like plushies, like Pokemon plushies,
board games
and whatnot.
Lots of cool stuff. It's easy to get store credit there and immediately spend it.
Yeah. Yes, they have a lot of good stuff. So definitely check out GameNightTN.com. And if they have a little spot where you can leave a little comment, let them know that we sent you.
Yeah, that'd be super sick.
Sweet.
Thank you, Game Night.
Do we want to quickly talk about our time playing there on Saturday, real quick?
We can
on the Game Night.
We could do either or.
Cool.
Either which one first.
Thomas, what'd you play?
Yeah.
You played a brew.
I played a brew. So I mentioned last week that our friend Carson, alum of the pod, who joined us for that Legacy Light discussion several weeks ago.
It was such a good episode too.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and he had brewed up this blue-black affinity list that wanted to play Utrom Monitor, being like a new, very good card, and play with Sneaky Snacker and an Abjurer package, and just kind of smush the two together and see what would happen. So we've got affinity payoffs like Refurbished Familiar, Utrom Monitor, Thoughtcast, and then...
Were you mirror enforcing?
We were not mirror enforcers, and I'll get to that. And then we had stuff like Hard Evidence, which single blue mana sorcery. It makes an 0/3 blue crab token, and you investigate. So you make a clue token. So it's a blue, puts a blue permanent in play for your Abjure stuff. It also just blocks. It blocks a lot of stuff in the format, which is great. And then it makes a clue, which helps you work up towards your affinity. We also played different copies. This was one of the only differences in our main decks was he played 4 Hard Evidence and I played 3 Hard Evidence, and then we swapped those numbers. He played 3 and I played 4 Sewer Valence Cam.
Ooh.
That card was very, very good all day. Just being able to tap down Writhing Chrysalis, just win the race, sack it with a draw 2, or just to its own ability to not only get Sneaky Snackers back out of the yard, but also untap Utrom Monitor and eat stuff in combat came up a lot.
That card was annoying for me at this tournament too. Honestly,
yeah. It was sick. It was really, really cool. Also randomly taps down your opponent's creatures so that your Cryogen Relics, because we were playing Cryogen Relic over Ichor because it's a blue permanent for Abjure. It taps them down so that you can actually get some stun counter value out of your relic if you want to. There were a lot of little corner cases where the cam was really good.
Like playing it Spy and they untap, like if you don't have the removal spell right away for their Overgrowth Bowman, you're just like tap it down.
Yep, I did that a bunch.
Just keep doing it. Like have a couple of them. Like if you have the Cryogenic Relic, that's really cool. If you're just like, keep that there for a bit. So,
stuff like that came up a lot. Props to Carson. Carson played it at one of our local monthlies at the Game Cave. This prior weekend went 4-0 through a difficult crowd. A small room, but a bunch of our local heaters.
Oh my god! This tournament.
This tournament was filled with heaters.
Holy crap! What a room of people.
Do we have 26 people?
29.
29. God, there are a ton of killers. Sam was there.
Yep.
Michael won the last Common Ground Cup was there. Brute was there. Us three, of course. Mr. Silly made an appearance and reminded everybody that Jund Wildfires is in fact a really good deck.
Yes.
Because our meta sleeps on that.
Yeah.
But like Dustin was there,
Yeah.
Devin playing Psychostorm.
Anna was there.
Yeah, just like, and yeah, we were kind of talking about in the Discord today where Dustin was kind of like, he's like, man, I kind of like started O2, and Brute kind of was just like, yeah, like that room is full of killers. Like walking away in that room with like any record is
Reasonable.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
I would
really.
agree.
Yeah. So I managed a 3-2 finish. I was at table 4 at 3-1 in the last round. It was 5 rounds cut to top 8. And based on how the draws happened at table 5, Cameron was 3-1 paired. Well, I'll get into that later. I'll let them. Cameron had a good record and was able to get a win and therefore jump standing. So my match was the only match that had to play for it. My opponent offered the draw, but it was a little sketchy. It looked like if we did that, it might have been my opponent who bubbled out, but I didn't really want to take that risk because things can change in several percentage points over the last round. It could have bumped Sam out potentially. Like there's a lot of like homey stuff I don't want to mess with too. Just like trying to have a good time and be competitive. So decided to play. Ended up losing that one. I mulliganed to 5 all 3 games. I had a sweet line to win game 2 where I had 6 power of flying in the air. This was against Spy, which is very close. Game 3 was not close at all. I just got mass vandaled on 2. Never found the second land after a mulligan to 5, and he Ms. Merrick fiend both of my envelops. So I just sat there with a sneaky snacker and didn't do anything.
Yeah, the deck would do that.
Yeah. So like a couple, like game 1 was close, but game 3 was just obliterated. But game 2, towards the end of the game, opponent's at 4 life. I have 6 power flyers in the air. Opponent casts Saga Wildling to go up to 7. And I don't really have a ton of pump. So I have 1 out to actually get lethal on that turn because I can end a turn cam to tap down the Saga Wildling to at least get in for another 6 and put him to 1. But I don't really have interaction for a Spy combo left over unless I really dig into it on the next turn. So I kind of have to win this turn. So I'm like, my only out is draw into Fanatical Offering, cast Fanatical Offering, and that map token has to be a non-land on top of my library so I can get to 7 and win. So I tap down the Sagu, untap, manage to like sack, I don't know if I drew it for turn or I think I thought cast, found a Fanatical Offering, drew into second Fanatical Offering, but I don't think I had the mana for a backup, but that was that, and then flipped the map, hit an on land, had 7 exactly, got in for lethal.
That's always scary.
Opponent counter was like, damn, yeah, you did it. And I was like, yeah, that's what I needed to do. So I just kind of, it was one of those times where like, I think I'm going to go for it because otherwise I don't think I think I'm going to lose.
Giving Spy more time is always scary.
Exactly. So yeah. So that was pretty sick. But ultimately I was dismantled in game 3. The deck otherwise felt very, very good. There's a lot of potential here. There's still like some bits here and there.
What would you change, I guess?
So I'll mention the Mirror Enforcers bit because you brought that up. This deck has a really hard time getting to 7 affinity. Not all of our lands are artifact lands. We're playing 6 basics, 5 islands and a swamp alongside 4 vault, 4 seat, and 4 blue-black bridges. So we don't always have affinity in our lands. We're only on 2 blood fountains because we need so much blue mana, so that might be something to tool and rework the black sources to get up on blood fountains, and maybe we can help there. But we were hitting the sweet spot of 3 for Familiar and 4 for Utrom and Thoughtcast just fine, so that felt manageable. But Mirror Enforcer was too much. Something that Sam suggested is trying a couple copies of Gearseeker Serpent, which for folks who are unaware, it's 5 blue for a 5/6 Serpent. It basically has affinity for artifacts.
It's been rewarded on Magic Online.
Yeah, on Magic Online it's been rewarded. And it also has a random ability of 5 and a blue to make it unblockable till end of turn, which can come up if you're in the late game and just need to, push some damage.
Grindy.
Yeah, and this deck certainly can have those games where you're just doing a lot of stuff late into the game because everything in this deck like draws a bunch of cards, is super cheap and efficient. It was just trying to... It took a little bit of setup, and there were times where like maybe there's some slightly more efficient stuff to play rather than the Abjure package, but being able to do a lot for 1 mana came up as being really powerful between the affinity payoffs, Abjure, Cam, Blood Fountain, the crab.
Monitor, be able to play like Utrom Monitor in
exactly.
hold up.
Yeah, they're like
I'm sure it's pretty
I think like the dream start has got to be just like what vault on 1 or blood fountain turn 2 both Utron and
Familiar.
That's just
I did that once or twice.
Five mana. Put 5 power. Sorry, 5 power into play on turn 2 for 2 mana, and they've discarded.
And they discard a card.
Yeah,
That's
really
disgusting.
gross.
Yeah,
That is.
Yeah, it was very strong.
What was your removal suite?
Removal suite main, there we had 4 slots. We had 2 cast down, 1 go for the throat, and 1 agony warp. The agony warp was really good all day. It was good into like rally and fairies, and like if I had played against it, it would have been a little bit helpful against White Weenie just to like nerf an attack and kill something and potentially save something in combat maybe. Also, randomly, if we ran into Guardian of the Guild Pact, we have a main deck removal spell for the Guardian, even though Sneaky Snackers can block it, so like it's probably fine against Guardian specifically, but if they put a trample enchantment on it or whatever, then like the James and I were chatting, and you had been talking to that you think Doomblade might have been potentially a better choice than Go for the Throat.
I think so. I think there's enough argument for the amount of people that you knew were going to be playing Affinity specifically
yes.
that you might have wanted to play Doomblade
Yeah,
instead.
Doomblade is interesting there because we're kind of seeing that like constrict the format right now. If you look online list, a lot of Go for the Throat.
Oh yeah. I mean, there is Go for the Throat. I'm not arguing against Go for the Throat.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I've been advocating for since like they started printing specifically once like these like the Ninja Turtles cards got spoiled. I was like, diversify those removal spells. But you do not just get to cleanly play cast down.
No, anymore. But I like the Doomblade sounds cleaner honestly because what are the black creatures you really want?
That's what we were talking about. We're like, oh well, what do you already want to play Snuff Out? Like there's some people that already want to play Snuff Out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, what is stopping you from just playing Doomblade?
I think the biggest thing you like miss with Doomblade is probably Gurmag Angular.
Yeah, and at that rate, we have plenty of cams. Troll.
Yeah, those are probably
the surveillance cams are really good in those matchups.
And
like
Pact Altair, you can't hit with either. So.
Right. Yeah. So Pact Altair, whatever. But we have Steel Sabotages in the board. We loaded up on Steel Sabotages in the board rather than Annuls because we knew that there would be a decent amount of Affinity mirror stuff going on, and then randomly also being able to counter like Cleansing Wildfire by bouncing a land is also sick too.
But it is interesting that you see the the Go for the Throat numbers going up so much, even though Affinity numbers are like skyrocketing.
That's why I'm like, I think just Doomblade.
Yeah, I think moving forward we would be on Doomblade over Go for the Throat, specifically also because we don't want to get stuck in like a staring at each other Utron monitor like battle. Like I had a spot where I drew it against Sam and I had to pitch it to blood. It was like so bad.
Also, if you're making them burn their blood fountains on just Utrons instead of being able to get like refurbished familiars back, feels like it's pretty good too.
Sure. I mean, I thought blood fountaining back Utrom also felt really good.
No. I'm not saying that's not good. I'm saying if like it's a mirror situation, like I think I'd rather my opponent be selecting Utrom monitors to get back than refurbished familiars.
Were you on any main deck spell bombs?
There were 2 in the board, and that's something we can also adjust to.
I think 2 main.
I think
board
2
would
in
be
the
pretty
main.
cool.
It's got to be good.
Just like
it's just
they cover a lot.
I was like,
of
it just
stuff.
incidentally is very good against so many
Red
different
Madness.
things. My deck.
Yeah. Like because I could see like this deck you could get got by a fast start by Terror, or I could see like getting like mirror, like you get to like against Grixis and like mirror enforcer, and you like get some trades, get some removal spells, like maybe like double block snackers, you get back your snackers or something, and then they get to that blood fountain, pick up 2 mirror enforcers and play them. You're like,
yeah, the mirror enforcers were a little much, and that's something where like having a few more options specifically that.
So a couple questions. Was the reason to play this specifically was to maximize how good Abjure was mainly?
I think so. I think that's what Carson was going for to see how he could go, and it was good. And it's when you can set it up where you're going to get some amount of value on the sacrifice, and just like keep recycling your sneaky snackers and stuff like that. Like it's pretty good.
Do you think Abjure is worth making for it's your mana's cleaner? Right, I mean, obviously your mana is got to be a little bit cleaner than like Grixis, because Grixis all that how many lands they have come play like 10, minimum 10. They have 10 lands coming to play tapped of their half of their lands. So most of your lands are coming to play untapped.
Right.
So that's got to be
that is one bonus. We considered adding a 5th artifact duel
that was my next question was
Okay.
like, would you consider adding maybe one of each of the like off color doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Off color duel but they tap for that.
We mentioned that, and I brought a couple Drossforge bridges to have a couple black indestructible lands if we wanted like one extra black source, but also one extra artifact land / we also had like one cheeky Kenku Artificer in the deck, which was very, very fun. That was very nice.
Seems like if you are playing that does seem like a good reason to go up on the number of your the dual lands, even if they're again. I know there have been
Cryogen Relic is also.
Well, I know they've also
fine.
been. Well, there have been like listed in this vein, not necessarily Grixis or whatever, but that have played off-color duels just for the fact that they are indestructible lands.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. No.
Do you think this is a better option over Grixis for any particular kind of metagame?
I think that it plays a different kind of inevitability game with the snackers as opposed to like Blood Fountain, Mirror Enforcer, Makeshift Munitions type of things. And if you want to play in a world where like the snackers are going to be really good against some of these other control decks, other like mid-range type decks, where they're
snackers are really good.
Yeah, and you just block forever or trade with Delvers and things like that. Then I think you would play this, and it's also just doing stuff earlier in the game still with the untapped mana as you were positing. That does come up where we can set up like 1 to 2 things to do on turn 2 because like we can like play untapped blue source. Like there's 9 untapped blue sources. So like play an untapped blue source, whether if it's a seed or an island, whatever. Ideally it's a seed of the synod, but and then you can either play crab or hold up
crab is so dope.
Or
the
crab is cool.
It blocks a lot of
Blood
stuff.
Fountain's blue Blood Fountain, isn't it?
The crab isn't an artifact.
Well, does it make a clue and
It makes a clue and a crab. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I made a freaking something else too. I don't know why.
Nope, just a clue and a crab.
I made a map maybe.
Crab, because it's Kraben Inspector.
Crab and Inspector.
Yep.
But you do that, or you hold up Cam, like maybe tap down their Mana Dork, or
Please
if they're
put me down.
or like tap down their like Goblin Tomb Raider. I'm just like funny. You just put it into play and do something with it, and then you untap and you have like Abjure, and if you play like a fort, like you play. I don't know, like play your untapped Vault of Whispers, play like Refurbished Familiar, hold up Abjure, like that's kind of nice.
Very, and I imagine you're a little
post board.
more...
There's a lot of 1 mana blue counter spells for that exact reason, where we're like trimming back on a little of the Abjure package for the just raw efficiency of stuff.
Well, I imagine you're like kind of like a lot of counterspell decks where they start trimming counterspells for like Blue Blast or whatever. Like, okay, it's just more efficient counterspell.
I remember that was a level up for me when I figured out that was a good thing to be doing.
Yeah.
Like maybe keeping 1 or 2 counterspells normally, but I imagine you're more insulated against just the super unfair combo decks like Cycle Storm or this Girl Storm deck having the Abjures being able to like counter their Goblin thing coming down.
Stop the random unfair thing. And in like a fair matchup, just like have extra, just stack interactions is really helpful. Either protect the monitors or stop something that you don't have a cast down or a Surveillance Cam to tap or whatever. Yeah. It was really, really sick. I don't know if this is near its final form. I don't know if the Abjure package sticks around to lean into like Blood Fountain and really like maxing on Utron Monitor and maybe getting Gear Seeker Serpents in.
Carson seemed to really like this deck. So
Carson's been really high up. His loss in top 8 was his first loss with the deck, period, across 2 like pretty competitive field tournaments.
So I imagine, what did he lose to, do you know?
He lost to
Hunter?
he lost to Hunter, Hunter's Infect deck,
That makes sense.
Yeah, the deck can just kill you on turn 2.
Yeah, he does. That's your one thing is you just like kind of get boned by the green decks.
He won game 1 on the draw, which I thought was very impressive.
Yeah.
He played really, really well. Yeah, and it was like a pretty grindy affair in game 2 for Hunter to get that last bit across. And then I think Carson mulliganed and was forced to either play a relic and draw into something, or just commit to a snacker to block, and just Hunter had just enough after he went for the relic. So, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
But otherwise, Carson's been on a absolute hot streak with this deck. We've been talking about it a lot, and it's really fun to just like come up with some stuff. So I gotta order these cards.
Yeah. Hippo, would you play?
I played exactly what I said I was going to last week. I decided to register Leonardo in the weenie deck. I think that card is incredibly powerful. It's very good. Can confirm. My record across the day was 2-2-1. Round 1, I played a mirror match where my opponent was not playing the Black Splash, because I decided to register the Black Splash for Arms of Adar in my sideboard, because I think that card is very good. My opponent drew Anthems. I did not, or I didn't draw anything relevant game 1. And game 2, I kind of just outplayed them. And then game 3, I just got overrun with Anthems. I just lost Anthems again.
Yeah,
and they have more of them than I do. So
yeah.
They're playing like Chocomogue, and they were playing and the Guardian's Pledge.
Oh
so,
yeah, not Glorious.
Yeah. So they got me. Round 2, I played against Elves. I kind of rolled them, honestly. It was not very hard. I don't think they realized that the one of my creatures had flying, because they just like blocked with a reach creature on a non-flyer while I had a flyer that coming into play, and then they knew I had a Leonardo in hand because I picked it off of Militia Bugler. So I was like, okay, and then they just died. So round 3, I played against Derek, our friend Derek, alum of the pod, friend of the pod.
Yeah, last episode's guest.
Surprise!
He was indeed the guest on the pod. He was also playing Elves, and we had our match was the one that went to time. And all the naysayers, I definitely heard you talking. Don't worry. Just because things look bad for me does not mean that I am dead and should concede. I still have outs in the game. Thank you.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I didn't talking about you.
Okay,
I wasn't talking about
I'm
you.
just clear
I
on
heard.
him.
I heard rumblings behind me. I heard. So. Mind you, I can
You
hear.
take that draw.
I played for a draw. I was like, I'm not winning this game. My opponent's over 200 life. I'm not winning, but I'm sure as hell not going to lose either. Because it took me till like I turn a bajillion to find basically the Mardu devotee in my deck off of a Militia Bugler, so that I could cast this to one of both of the Arms of Adar that were sitting in my hand.
And you had a Standard Bearer,
and I had a Standard Bearer in play
because go crazy.
Yeah, I already I brought in all the things that were like very good against Elves.
Yeah,
I also packed my sideboard for cards. Or I packed my sideboard in a way for everyone apparently, other than Cameron Schindler.
Hi.
And I because I knew a bunch of people would be playing the Affinity nonsense, I didn't just rely entirely on Dust to Dust, because that would be very foolish, and I'm better than that. So I also put in lots of copies of Revoke Existence, because I'm going to try to catch you guys with your pants down on 2 when you tap out for like a Cryogen Relic or whatever. Because you're like, oh, I'm not going to expect to get blown out on 2 by the Land Destruction spell, because you're expecting to get on 3. So that was kind of my plan. I was like, well, if I'm going to let some amount of this get through, like something's going to get through. I'm going to blow up something.
Well, hell, if they counter that one, then you resolve a Dust to Dust.
Exactly. So I'm like, I feel like I'm doing okay if I go 2 into like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like Revoke into Dust, like they can't cover both. It's very unlikely they can cover both. So I felt very comfortable with that. So after I took the draw with Derek, I got paired into Mr. John Burr, who was also on this basically the same
blue
deck.
Black Snack.
He was also basically playing the same deck we y'all were.
He
was
decked
playing
Carson.
He was playing like Metallic Rebuke in his deck.
Yeah, he was messing around a little bit,
which got me honestly. Yeah. I was like, I'm not playing around. It was like I'm not. My deck's not built to play Mana League. I'm just gonna jam my spells. To be honest.
Shout out to their playmats too, by the way.
Did you see their playmats, Mr. Burr, Mr. Collins?
Oh, what was it?
It's the 4 Horsemen.
They were the 4 Horsemen.
So they got
because at the end of the match when I beat him,
yeah.
he was like, no scalps for me today.
But their playmat has Robert. I think it goes Robert. Who cares about order? But it's Robert, Hunter, Brute, and
Burr. Yeah,
on there. And like Brute's like Brute and Robert are shirtless. And
hang on, I think I took a picture.
Oh, this okay? No, I didn't even see this.
And Brute's like rib cage showing, has a vape in it.
No, I didn't send a. Oh, I didn't take a picture.
I do have a picture.
You have a
picture?
Oh,
yeah,
thank God. Oh, beautiful. All right.
Yeah,
you need to show this.
Maybe
to
Brute will share
we
this in the
move on.
Discord.
Poor Burr. He like mulliganed to 5 in game 2. Hold on, I gotta read.
You gotta look at this
I
thing.
gotta see this thing.
Great audio content.
Dig in, baby. This thing is incredible.
This is good use of AI.
Oh my god! No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
baby.
not.
No, I'm going to pass on this one. This is good. This is an appropriate use.
There is no appropriate use. I'm so glad it exists, but this is what I said. At the event. I am glad that it exists, but I cannot condone its production.
Oh, I do. That's perfect.
Oh my god!
For stupid purposes, I'm here for it. For like that, very here for that.
It's not. You can't get rid of it. It's not going away.
We can and we should.
It's not
the,
going
the
to.
more the more
It's not
people
going
talk
to.
like that, then the less likely it is that
People
it does.
said the same thing about the digital camera.
And now
about
it's now
carburetors and
now
cars.
digital cameras.
Yeah,
in
but
everyone's pocket.
digital
injected
cameras and cars
engines.
aren't eating up our entire water supply and turning our brains into mush.
I mean, TikTok is though.
That's part of the. It's the whole part of the plan.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's just.
Anyways, back to Magic.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
And then around, so I was standing, or after the match, I went outside and was talking to our friend Sam for a minute. And then we come inside and I'm like, oh, look, I'm paired into Cameron Schindler. I'm not going to waste the next hour of my life. You got it.
Yeah, he did come back in. And I'm like,
I said, I think I said, I cannot be bothered.
I remember, so I see you like walking in. I'm like, hey, Paul, it's you and I. And you're like, you got it? I can sit there and be tilted the whole time, or I can go enjoy the rest of my evening. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, neither of those things occurred. So,
Aw.
so here we are.
You never know who's listening. Maybe they're listening and they're going to be upset by this. No. You never know.
That's fine. If that's the point of contention, then so be it.
Aw. Yeah, and do you like the deck? Deck feel good?
Yeah, the deck's powerful. I think you have to be very careful about specifically the splash that I ended up playing, because it does devote slots of cards in your deck. Like, you are playing Orzhov Basilica. It's actually a fine card to play in general because it does bounce your idyllic ranges, which is cool. Like, if your things are getting grindy, then being able to pick up your idyllic range is pretty good. Like, you're already doing it with like Core Skyfisher and stuff like that. But that's really good. I was also playing like copies of Mardu Devotee in my deck because it filters for the black. The Scry 2 on it actually is quite relevant. It allows you to keep some sketchy hands.
So it's mono white's.
It's our fairy seer. It's literally our fairy seer.
Tricks you into doing bad things.
It does trick you into doing bad things.
Classic fairy business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never learn with that card.
I also apparently I'm never gonna learn.
Scry 2. Okay, this is basically a two-lander. Both to the bottom.
Yep, that's exactly what I heard. I think the very first time I put it into play, I was like, okay. But yeah, no. And then I think all I played, the only black card I played was the Arms of Adar. But the deck is very, very powerful. Leonardo is disgusting. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The card is still disgusting.
It's the only card I was afraid of out of that deck.
Yeah, because it's Fireball.
Yeah.
So like in my game against Derek, I actually had this like sequence, or not a sequence, it's just a thing you can do pretty regularly. Is you just attack with a Skyfisher. They can't block it because they don't have any Generous Sense in play, or they don't have a V2 Ghazi, whatever. And then you're just like, put this into play. I'll put the Skyfisher back in my hand. I'll play the Skyfisher post combat, pick up the Leonardo again. You can't block it at the following turn.
So cool.
Like, you just can't ever block this thing.
That is such a cool interaction.
Yeah, it's really disgusting, and they just like cannot block it.
Yep, repicking it up to sneak it back in is so
I sure
cool.
did. Like every turn
really
I had the
cool.
opportunity to do such, I did.
God, that's really cool.
Yes, it was.
If
yeah, don't concede because your opponent has 200 life. You can still draw the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had Well Wisher with like triple Kyrian Ranger in play. I'm like, whatever. At some point, it doesn't matter.
Unless you're homie scooping.
Which we were like too early for any of that nonsense. So we we're just like, just take the draw, move on with our lives. But
yeah, both of you are still alive for top 8 with the draw. So.
Exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, and then I was supposed to play you, did not. That's fine. I think I could have found a better use of an hour of my life. And you looked at, you're like, are you sure? And I'm like, absolutely, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not worth my time.
I played Fog, Black Green Fog.
There's no other deck you could have played that would have elicited a reaction like that from me.
That is true.
So
yeah, that was a spoiler.
That was definitely a spoiler.
Yeah, I don't.
You could have been played Spy. I'd have been like, I'll play that.
Yeah,
that's way more interesting to me.
Yeah, you have a shot to win that game too.
I have a shot to win with white.
That's
There's
true.
not like a
That's
zero.
True. No,
it's not complete
it's never
zero.
It's never
There's
zero.
never a complete zero.
No,
it's just not worth me sitting there agonizing over that for an hour.
I brought this deck because I thought white weenies would be really popular. popular with the printing of Leo, and I thought fair artifact decks with Utram Monitor would be really popular, and both
Turns
of those
out
things
you
were true.
were both of those things were true.
And there was like I think 2 spy decks in the room.
Yep.
And Devin playing Cycling Storm, and I'm like, I just don't want to play against those people, and I'm happy pairing against anybody else in the room, and it's fine. Yeah, I won't go in like super detailed matchups or anything, or like play by play, but deck feels really good. Again, you just eat up on these like fair mid-range decks. I dodged Mono Red Madness too. That was the other thing I did not want to play.
It didn't show up.
And
it wasn't in the room.
Yeah, I think there's
that was my
one
other
copy.
option.
That was one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one copy of that in the room, and I just wanted to dodge that and like the combo decks. And it kind of plays like a combo deck, so I just wanted to dodge those, and ended up doing that. And then like Rally is one of those things where it's just okay. If I live past like turn 4, I'm like pretty happy. I did have a really interesting game against Bitter. The end of our game, I think I was at.
You did tell me about this. It was pretty sick.
I was at like 6 life, and I think I went for like a really small weather for 9 or something. Just to like, okay, like he might have it, but I'm sitting on these blasts, so I think I can live and maybe get some cards out of his hand and go up to a livable life total.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cast this weather for 9 or something, and Bitter's like, bolt shoot. I'm like, okay, I'm at 3. Like Gal Blast you. I'm like, Hydro Blast. Gal Blast you. I'm like, Hydro Blast again. He's like, smash Smithereens or Ichor Wellspring. And I'm like, sack it to draw 2 from like Reckoners. And he's like, no. It was very close. And it was very, and I was sweating. I
put
thought,
you to the test.
in that moment, I'm like, oh, I'm dead here, actually. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, I can still get there. So that was a nail biter. In that moment, I was thinking, like, damn, I have to play a game 3. So that was a good matchup, or a good game we played there, and this deck felt really good. A lot of moments that came up where getting a counter on the Crypt Rats was like really came up. Bashing with the Basilisk Gate, I did that against Sam playing Grixis Affinity.
I saw that happen. He was very impressed.
Yeah, there was a spot where I was like ran out of fogs. I'm like, okay, and I was like building up treasures. I didn't have like a lot of resources. I'm like, all right, this is my turn to do it. I have like enough mana to pump with Basilisk Gate and then pop the rat for 4 and then crack in there, like just exactly enough mana to do that. And then that was a turning point for that game. The deck's really fun. It's a lot of like mapping out your turns far ahead, like secreting land drops to when you want your untapped land, especially if the swamp can be really important if you play the Crypt Rats. Knowing the matchups where you can jam the Crypt Rats, like against Terror, like if they're tapped out, I might just play Crypt Rats really early because their only way to deal with it might be Demon Furier. So a lot of times I'll just jam that pretty early. Deck's really, really fun, felt really good. You just eat on the fair mid-range decks. I played a lot of like close nail-biter games. We'll say top 8 I played against. That was my match against Sam, was in the top 8 first round, and then it was Hunter playing Infect, and that's a matchup that I'm like, okay, I just need to live past turn 2, and I'm like, I don't want to be, and it was modified play draw rules, and I was second seed, so and I'm like, okay, this is the real nail biter. It's either I'm dead or he's dead, and game 1 I'm on the play, and it's a really fun matchup because they play the elf, they swing, and I'm like, all right, no blocks. What you got?
How much are you willing to push into it?
And that's why I think it leans a little bit favored towards fog, because like once you get to fog mana, which is funny to say because it's only 2 mana for most of your fogs, and but you usually just are fine taking 1 infect, or it gets scary when I was talking to this and Silly's like, do they basically need the Rancor start? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I think that's the game I lost actually, is when they had the Rancor start where I can't just take 3 infect every turn. Like that adds up more than 1. Triple.
3 times as much.
I think both the games I won, so we went to game 3, and both the games I won like involved my end state being there's a Crypt Rats with a +1/+1 counter on it from a map, and that is really hard for Infect to beat, even if they have the regenerate one, because they're just tapping it down or whatever. And yeah, so then me and Silly in the finals, and we equity split. We split that scrubland and
got out the scissors.
Yeah, we got the scissors and just no, we found a buyer for it. So that was sick.
Is it Austin?
It was Austin.
I was like, is it Austin?
Yeah, Austin. It was Austin. So we found a buyer for it, sold it. I think it was Mendy too. It was cool. So And it was funny. So Zatilis was the one who actually no split. He said no splits too for it too in the top 4.
Yep.
And then he's like realizing after that, even if I think I'm favorable because they played
Against Spy. Yep.
Person who beat you out. And all right, I think it's a good matchup for me, but I realize if I no split and then Cameron no splits me in the finals, I am really down because that is not a good matchup for me because he was on Jund.
Jund, yes.
And I'm like, nah, I'll split the finals. I'm happy.
I like that you guys actually put it in as a draw in the finals so that Companion could have his screenshot of 5-0-3.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
That's so cool. Yeah. And it was funny. He's like, who do we want to call actually winning this? And he's like, you should have it for content or whatever. I'm like, so I took a little
Thank you,
picture of
Matthew.
it. Yeah, I took a little picture. Oh, I did bargain up a slot on the pod though.
Oh.
He said, he's like, if you guys ever do a John Wildfires deep dive, I got to be on it.
Yes.
So I did.
Agreed.
I did sell that away without y'all's permission.
No, I think the Pauper people.
I have no complaints.
I messaged Skura last night, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw that.
I did too. That was funny.
Yeah, we'll have him on again soon. Yeah, no,
man,
that would be fun.
Fog it's such a fun deck to play. I did tell y'all this already, but I'm like, I feel like I can't play this deck again for a while. Because I think people are gonna be like, no, I'm not getting fogged again. Absolutely not.
That is something that happens in like a local play group. Yeah. You can just kind of like metagame. I mean, like we've talked about it before. We used to do that to each other, like early days of the pod,
game.
like the Game Cave monthly. Like we're like, all right, what are you playing? All right, I was like, I gotta have some flaring pains in my board. Blah blah blah. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, that all happens. That's fun when that happens. But then it also just like sometimes you just choose like that was something that Carson and I talked about of just like like you were like I'm playing Fog and I turned to Carson, I'm like, let's not pair into Cameron because we just when we put together our sideboard list we're like we need some extra blasts because the red matchup seems a little difficult. We need some graveyard hate. We need some anti-artifact stuff. So we steal sabotage over a null, and then we're like, and then we want just a stack of envelops for the dust to dust revoke existence and like the green draw spells dread return.
Yeah,
and so we're like, we can't cover you. Also,
I didn't take like just the stock. I didn't take like a stock sideboard. I actually did make my own for the event.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, well, I have and I pretty well called what I expected to see. I expected to see some elves in the mirror, so that's why they had the Arms of Adar.
Yeah.
I had the 6 copies of the Artifact Destruction cards, which
we also had a couple of rats. We had a Fumes and an Arms. Sorry.
I played triple Standard Bearer. I just think that card's very powerful. It's like I think it's one of the best sideboard cards that we need. Just gets an access to play. And then I played like a Great Sword of Tyr, and then an extra copy of Prismatic Strands.
Yeah.
And we talked about this the last couple episodes. It's just you can't prepare. You can't have an even.
The format's
match
too wide.
spread.
The format's too wide for I think that is a bonus of the format.
I agree.
We'll see that when we talk about Paupergeddon shortly here too. Yeah.
And, I can get the frustration though too of just like getting the wrong side of the bracket. Like again, Devin playing Cycling Storm that one time and matching the fairies 3 times in a row. It's like, geez. Like I can get that. Like, being frustrated with that. That's not great, but
right, like he was much closer to the top tables this time around,
and so
because he's playing against a bunch of fair decks,
right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you want to eat up, and I get it. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna for your sideboards? Am I gonna bring like these annuls and steel sabotages, or am I gonna have like 2 anti-fog cards for the one person that I think's like 65% to play the deck,
right?
You know, and it's like, well. It's kind of like one of those things. If I get my ideal where I'm playing against Grixis and White Weenie and Elves, like what happened, it's like, okay, I am going to make top 8 in that bracket.
Right.
But it's like, I could have got paired against Spy, Cycling Storm, or Fairies. Fairies can be very hard.
Mm-hmm. There's also a little mini metagame on top of that of like, all right, if you think this is like what we learned about with Ryan of like, what do you think your top 8 metagame is going to look like? If we made that decision of like, okay, we think Cameron is going to choose Fog, he's probably going to make top 8 in a room full of fair decks. No, you didn't play. No, but getting like, if you assume that you're going, I'm explaining this a little poorly, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I was starting to think about that too. Yeah.
I was thinking about that for a minute.
Well, I
so much cozy,
it,
so much cozier now. All of a sudden, the light has been turned on. Thank you, James. James brings the light into our lives.
I give you light.
He's Christ
in more ways.
James Christ.
James
Christ.
Is that my new intro now?
James Christ Hieronymus.
Couldn't be
Anyway,
couldn't be the furthest thing from.
The thought of like, if I were to expect like one person, like if they make this deck choice that they're like not like on deck choice and skill and format knowledge, or like I think it's likely if those all things go well and they get good matchups, then they'll likely make top 8. That's a lot of factors to have to like roll the dice on. But if I think like knowing how well you've done with events with this deck before, if you're calling the room that you think fog is good, then I trust your instincts on that, and it's likely you'll probably do pretty well. So then we have to think, okay, then that means that we do at some point probably have to get through Cameron to get the actual trophy. Like if you want to get that granular, we could, but like what are 1 or 2 sideboard cards actually going to do? Because the only thing I thought about was, I guess we have to save our Abjures for Crypt Rats. Like literally exactly that. Like you can draw as many cards. You can like Campfire might be a little annoying, so I guess post board we have the steel I guess we got to steel sabotage your campfires, but that's really awkward. That's hard. I think
steel sabotages are completely fine against him. He just has some.
We would bring those in, and like
those are totally fine.
But one,
kill all your mana
specifically.
But I think like to actually win the game, like we have to we can counteract your cast downs with our blood fountains, but we would have to just save the Abjures for the Crypt Rats so that you don't wipe our board. And then just eventually you will run out of fogs, hopefully. But like, I mean, ideally your deck is designed so that doesn't super happen, but like you can get into tricky spots where you have to get creative, and if we can pinch you there, because Crypt Rats is kind of your get out of jail free card for some of those spots.
It's my permanent fog eventually.
So if we can keep that covered, then like we have a little bit of game. But that was like the only thing I could think of like, then oh well, we just like we'll write it off if we run against Cameron and he smushes us. Oh well, you know, there's other matchups that will be very favored.
And again, it's like I could have easily like
could have played whatever.
I ran into my good bracket though. It's like I could have easily ran into Cycling Storm or Fairies, like I said, and I could have started this tournament out 0-2. I got lucky on what my pairings were too. Like that's part of, you can't win a Magic tournament without getting lucky.
There's been a lot of talk about that in relation to the Paupergeddon stuff with like what lists made what record, and like what, like some people are like, oh, I'm surprised this like X list made like this high, and like and there are a lot of people talking about that you do have to get lucky to like do really well in a tournament.
It is both.
Right, it's both. There is a lot of luck, and you have to put yourself in a position to get lucky, and like that involves an amount of skill alongside the luck, and you just have to like know the mechanics of your deck.
Did you listen to the end of a Princess of Pauper episode where it was a Mike Flores old article, and he was telling the story about the most unlucky player or from the other player?
I listened to most of that.
That was like the TLDR. It was like, it looked like Kai got really, really lucky ripping like 3 of the illusions in a row, and then finally would donate. But in like one of the turns, if he would have paid for the illusions there instead of letting it go to the graveyard, he would have lost the game. So it's again on front page, it looked very, very lucky, but it's like it was lucky. Those 3 cards are on top of his library, but he also played like that too.
Correct.
So it's extremely impressive. I guess like last note about fog, it's so weird. The toxin analysis is so good when it's good, but I think I cut it almost every time except for against elves.
Sure.
Just because Rally's not going to let it resolve. Like that life gain against Rally sounds really good. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen against Grixis Affinity. The only times like I would keep it in is against elves and Spy. And
it's like Lava Dart decks would take it out too, but you're not going to gain a ton of life because there's not as many creatures there.
No, and it's so easy to Lava Dart it. And so it's just, but when it's good, and sometimes you just need to jam it in. Like even against like Terror, it can be pretty fragile there as well. But like the idea of it's really nice, but it's a very, very fragile card. I've seen some lists running 2 Stream of Thoughts. Don't do that. Card's terrible. I get like 1 loop.
It might win you the game sometimes, but
yeah. Shall we talk about a more major tournament? I feel like we spent more time. I mean,
y'all have any other notes on the Win a Duel? I want to say thank you, of course, to Game Night. They're going to run another one. I think sometime in April or May. We'll have details for that at some point soon.
I wish I put my hair up, because we were talking about this. I kept playing with my hair, so my hair kind of got like flat by the end of it. So in the picture, my head looks like a penis. And I wish that I just would have put my hair up in the picture so my head didn't look the shape it was in.
I have a thing that I think I told you, and I told a few people across over the years of just like whatever hair position I start a tournament in, I just have to leave it. If I started with it down and it's annoying me, oh well. That's how I started. Especially if I win round one, I'm like, all right, this is I'm locked into this look. Just get comfy and don't only think about Magic. Like,
I think I put my hair up and down like 6 times in a matchup. Yeah. Like I'm just like
That's why I just put it up in a bun, and I was just like, it's just there. I don't have to think about it. It's out of the way.
I need to do more buns. I'm really bad at them.
The bun is very powerful.
The bun is powerful.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The bun.
The bun.
The bun. You remind me of the bun. What bun? The bun with the power?
My joke is that I don't have long hair like you guys.
That's true.
We could change that.
Well, no, I'm starting to lose it, so I don't think I'll be doing that either.
Are you going to get splinter twinned?
Splinter twinned.
Are you going to take the meds and make your dick stop working?
No.
And then take the meds and make your dick work that makes your hair fall out?
No.
Splinter twin.
No. I'm just going to age gracefully if I can help it.
Dude, I still think that's the funniest donkey I've ever said in my life. Which is it's
the infinite loop.
Yeah, I think it's so douchey to say that.
All right, let's talk about Paupergeddon. Let's talk about Paupergeddon. This was a blast of a tournament to watch from a coverage perspective. Y'all absolutely crushed it. So shout out to the coverage team.
Shout the skirt up.
It continues to get better and better every time.
Wish I had the chance to watch it.
Yeah, no, I watched I think pretty much all the top 8 live. It was a lot of fun. I caught a bunch of the action Saturday and Sunday, just like scattered here and there when I could. One of the nice things about having our Win a Duel start a little bit later, it was like a 1 p.m. tournament start. So because of the time difference with Italy, I actually was like up Saturday morning watching some of coverage because it had been on for a little while. So that was really nice. Yeah, really, really great job. I think they had a little over 1,000 players in the main event. And it looked like it was a blast. They've got all sorts of other side events and stuff going on now too. Super, super fun. The professor Tulare Community College was there as a special guest.
I saw that. That's cool.
And Mengucci, Andrea Mengucci was also on coverage this time too. Emma Partlow was also on coverage as well. Member of the PFP.
Yeah, I saw that their squad they had for coverage was really good.
A solid crew, as well as some other Italian scene mainstays that have been on coverage for a while. So let's get into it. Shall we just go through the top 8, and then we can also pick out some other decks that did well, because there's a lot of decks that did well in a tournament that long. It's 14 rounds. There's a lot of other people who went like 11-3 and missed top 8, and like that's still incredible.
Yeah.
Like that's an incredible record in a large tournament like this. Oh yeah. One person missed out on top 8 at 11-2-1. One person bubbled out. It's an 11-3 down top 16. A little, yeah.
Sting.
Damn. All right, yeah. Let's. I'll read through top 8, and then we'll go from there. And I'm gonna call out each deck as we go, if we want to pop in and make any notes here. In 8th place, James Truffaz on Food Pestilence. This is the Cat Gardens deck, basically. And this looks pretty similar to. It looks like it's running similar numbers to the list that won a challenge recently.
This deck's so cool.
Yeah, this deck's really sweet.
Yeah, it did some really cool stuff on coverage, and it had more game. It was paired. The number 1 seed was the Storm deck that we'll get to later, which was super sick. And this deck had game against the Storm deck.
Oh, I mean, you kill all their cost reducers.
Yeah, and then keep their graveyard exiled.
And not even just that, you just also have enough removal spells that just can't ever get through with one of their idiots.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Bog the Yard.
Yeah,
you said Bojuka Bog, and that reminded me of a moment that occurred. Because he's playing with the like commander deck artifact lands.
Is this Burr?
Yeah.
Yes, John Burr.
The old border ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
And he just I take people at their word. Honestly, most of the time, it wouldn't have mattered in this very moment, but on turn 2, he just like Bojuka Bog, and I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I'm just messing with you." He's like, "I'm just messing with you." And then he did it again in game 2. I was like, "Oh god." Like, I think that one, it was actually, if it had been a Bojuka Bog, it would have been relevant.
He was playing Bojuka Bog.
He was playing Bojuka Bog.
That was another difference.
But he was joking. He was just like, "Oh,
I'm only joking."
Because they look like they look like the same. It's the same printing as the same set as the actual commander Bojuka Bog.
Yep.
So you could have fooled me. The black border lands that look the same.
Could just put in plates out. And then next to Refurbish Familiar, and like it's like, wait, how'd you have the artifact land with the Bojuka Bog?
Sorry, continue on.
No, you're good. This list has a couple snuff outs kicking around too, which is very cool. I saw the Troublemaker oofs be very good in trying to in their winning into top 8 against Affinity. I saw the Troublemaker oofs be or it might have been, no, was it Jund? I think it was Affinity against Affinity, and Troublemaker oof just changing. You just become an aggro deck, just putting map counters on it, just blow up their lands and get attacking before they can develop stuff. This deck is very cool. It does a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, it looks really fun to play. Austin was paired against this when he was playing Dimir Terror. So Austin showed up to this win a duel with a round 1 loss because he was working. Yeah. He's just like, dude, he's like, actually, I think I'm going to make it. Just hand me a deck or whatever. And then I want him to play Dimir Terror last week at locals, but Devin handed him Gardens instead and convinced him on that. And but I handed him the deck, and so he went in his actual rounds he played. He went 3-1. Yeah. And so like a pretty good run. He could have maybe made it if he would have. Who knows? Completely different story though. If he won his first round.
That's true.
But he played against this Pestilence food deck, and he's like, man, if I felt like I was playing against Gardens, I don't know if I could lose against. Like, it feels really good against Gardens. Dimir Terror, the Snackers.
Yeah,
they try to like tag it with the Bazooka Bog, and it's like, okay, Brainstorm, get back my Snackers.
Yeah.
They're just really hard to deal with, but he's like, man, this deck just has removal spells for my big creatures, and then sneaky Snackers are never.
That's it. Pestilence.
Yeah,
Pestilence is just a nice sneaky Snackers idiot.
It's just like, and he's like, then my big idiots get fogged by cats. Yep. So yeah, this deck looks really cool. I'll have to put this together sometime.
Very cool. Yeah. In 7th place, Lou Anton Hauser on Grixis Affinity. This is one of 2 Grixis Affinity lists that made top 8. We've got a full 4 Utrom monitors in this list. And I don't see any sewer cams. I know some people were messing around with the sewer cam. We've got 3 metallic rebukes in the sideboard here, which is pretty cool though. Kind of picking up on the just, wanting a little bit of counterspell, a little stack interaction.
No Black Mage's Rod either.
Yeah, no Black Mage's Rod.
Yeah, I think just going from Utron to that actually is it's an affinity threat that gets cheaper. You can buy it back with the blood fountains, like that kind of thing. It just works well in that space.
I do like to see this deck start slanting towards slightly aggro.
Yeah, I do too.
I wonder if there's a world where the frog comes back into play, but maybe
I was thinking something about that
frog
as well.
Might, Frog might, yeah.
Maybe like 2/2s are just so like
it's probably not quite.
They're pretty small ball. Like I feel like that's better in something where you're trying to like ornithopter springleaf drum and like do other like lower to the ground aggro stuff, and maybe it's like some of the blue white decks that are trying to do like Monitor and Leonardo type stuff.
Just give us Arcbound Ravager, and I bet Frogmite would see play.
I don't know about that one. 4 Hydroblast, 4 Pyroblast, also on the board. Just make sure you have everything covered. The 1 Breath Weapon, a couple Extracted Confession. Yeah, Terror did not do very well in this tournament.
No,
Terror did not have a very.
I
good,
do not think the
metagame
is like anywhere close to Terror is even a playable deck right now.
That's why I chose. I was I'm not playing Terror. I think it is build something new.
Very bad choice right now.
Yeah, it's still a
specifically
good deck.
Mono Blue Terror.
Yeah, it's still a good deck. It did make top 8 of our Win a Duel. Like it's still a good deck. It can you can wind your way into good pairings and whatnot. But yeah, I think overall what's winning at the top. Yeah, I would agree. What's winning at the top is a little terror unfriendly. In 6th place, Evgeny Vailoyan, and again, I will say, please forgive me if I mispronounce any of y'all's last names here. This is a Jund Wildfires pilot. We've got the 1 Sagu Wildling, 2 Toxin Analysis. We've got the Pulsar Marasa in the main deck here. Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary. Maybe an extra Nile Spellbomb in the board. So you go up to 4 post board.
I was like, they have 3. They have 3 in the main, and then the
very cool.
They went down on 1 copy of something. What was it?
Yeah,
maybe not. No, I lied. Never mind.
Yeah,
just the most.
Sorry, they went down on 1 copy of Blood Fountain for it.
Yeah,
apologies.
Just the most like fair deck in Pauper right now.
Super fair.
0 of
Nyxborn Hydra.
0 Nyxborn Hydra and 0.
Folks have been off that
0
for a while.
of the Gixian.
Yep, Gixian.
Yeah, no Gixian Infiltrators here either. Yeah.
Just doing. We'll finish the game with Refurbs and Writhing Chrysalis.
And maybe I'll fireball you with a makeshift.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then just control my way into there. They got the forecast down. No go to the throats or anything like that. Nothing too cute. Pulse Maraska, buy back my Writhing Chrysalis once. Or my Makeshift, right?
Yeah.
Does it hit enchantments? Nope.
Nope, just creatures and lands.
Creatures and lands.
Got you.
On either player's side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hot tech for the spy matchup.
Oh, yeah. Because that matchup is so hard for that deck. Oh, my
You just
gosh.
gotta have every answer you can for it.
Yeah.
Why not? Just really get them.
Man, Spy, it's really hard to win when there's a Card Clan Shaman in play.
I think it's really hard to win with a lot of these cards in play.
I mean, I'd rather navigate my way through 4 Neil Spell Bombs because, like, Card Clan, it's like I can't even do my fair game plan.
Right.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, there's so many cards that are
Yeah.
like on the table bad for Spy.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, good deck. Maybe get a little silly in here and do a deep dive this deck with
That would be
Mr.
sick.
Scintillus. Would be cool sometime.
Yep.
In 5th place, our final quarterfinalist, we have Blue White Familiars by Jedrick Schmid. Jedrick is actually Skora's podcast partner. They just recently started a podcast focusing like primarily on competitive Pauper stuff. So
Is it English or is it in?
It's in English.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can y'all can check it out. Maybe I'll include the link below.
I did not know that. We'll have to check
Yeah,
that out. Cool.
yeah, they just started it out. So this is this Blue White Familiars. I watched. This was also one of the coverage win-ins, and they were playing against elves and were able to. They went to time, but the elves player conceded because the Familiars player had presented the Stonehorn Dignitary lock with multiple Archaeomancers, multiple Ephemerates. There was a negate and a remove soul in the
so
graveyard.
you're not resolving anything.
Yeah, so nothing is going to happen. So they went to time in turn 5, and the elves player conceded, so that one of them would make top 8.
That's
yeah. So that was
that seems reasonable.
yeah, a
That is nice.
baller move. Yeah, when a good player is good with this deck, it's very, very
I
powerful.
do like that they've upped the number of counter spells in this deck. They went from like only playing prohibits, like because the deck only like forever has just played prohibit. It feels like, or you play the prohibit with like foil. I know
like a
Calakai
lose
is big, like
focus.
Calakai is big on foil or whatever, but
Sure.
this is playing. Yeah, this is going like the Meeting of the Minds direction, and also playing like a single copy of negate in the main and a single copy of remove soul in the main.
I like having those options.
I agree.
too.
I also
Especially
like having those
because
options.
Prohibit might not be good enough if you do get the lock with Archaeomancer.
Yeah, and they were talking about how not some people don't expect the third ephemerate on coverage.
Yes.
They've
Also,
got 3
cash
copies.
prize.
there's a very, very cool card that I kind of forgot existed in the sideboard. Do you know the card Loyal Sentry? Familiar with this
I'm
one?
looking at it now.
So originally this is from 10th edition.
it was a rare in 10th
It was a
edition.
rare in 10th
Holy
edition.
crap.
And it says whenever it is blocked, it deals.
When it blocks.
It blocks. It destroys the creature it blocks,
Yeah, and the loyal sentry.
and itself. Yeah, but it's a 1/1 for 1 white.
yeah.
Or just white 1/1. It
Death
just blows
touch.
up. No, but essentially, yeah. Essentially a death touch creature. That's really cool.
What is this?
Wow. What's
But it got
what's the
reprinted- it
best
got-
use case here?
But it got reprinted as a common in Foundations.
Starter
Oh, wow.
99.
Oh, it's Starter 99. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're fine. That's just the version.
I thought
popped up for me.
I thought the original version was like a 10th edition. Or
No, this is
something
an
like that.
old card.
Oh, wow.
That's funny.
What's the best use case here then? Just like blocking a Goblin Tomb
Gotta be like
Raider,
a boggle or
like-
something.
Oh, you block
Some-
a boggle because
So I don't know, but they have like
Ooh.
Hyena Umbra, so it's like I don't.
A Mirren?
I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of it is, but I have purchased them and they are on the way now.
Wonderful.
Because I saw
Classic.
Somebody put it in their list.
Somebody put it in
you
their
had
list.
get it,
I
so
have
you
to
had
buy
get
them.
it. That's funny.
That's just kind of
Classic.
my thing at this point. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I see one random
Yeah.
nonsense card that no one else has ever.
That's
played.
worth like a quarter. So you're
I'm,
like, sure.
I'm on the round of like, man, I really need my 11th set of blue elemental blasts.
I just want to own prismatic strands, man. Yeah. I just there's still some staples I just don't have. I have 2.
Yeah, Loyal Sentry, cool card.
The mana elf. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this looks really. I like.
Titanium.
I like.
I don't
the
know
way-
what it's called.
I like the way this list looks. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, very cool. Moving into our top 4. In 4th place, Lorenzo. I'm sorry, I listened to Mengucci. I listened to Mengucci on coverage multiple days this weekend. Lorenzo Pucci on Blue-Black Terror. They've got 1 Murmuring Mystic in the main here. They're on the full 4 Mental Notes and 4 Thought Scours. 4 Snuff Out.
I want to note.
Yeah.
Look how many copies of Cast Down they're playing. They are respecting.
1 cast
They are respecting
down.
the number of legendaries that might get played.
Wow. I mean, yeah, it's also, and 2 unexpected fangs. I mean, Mono Red Madness, let's make sure we also have this out here. Mono Red Madness was the most played deck.
Yeah.
It was, as James, as you mentioned from folks talking about it on social media, that like Skura said before, a lot of Skura mentions this episode. Damn. Yeah. Hashtag not sponsored.
Well, he was covering, so
yeah.
yeah.
No. He crushed it. He crushed it. The whole team crushed it.
We get Mingos, I guess.
That would actually be kind of fun.
I'll hit him up. I got to sell.
But the what was I gonna say?
The unexpected attacks, unexpected things, Mono Red Madness.
The stuff they were saying about the format being kind of a flat in terms of percentages of like what the best deck, and then drop off from like S tier to A tier to B tier of like expectations turned out to be pretty true. It was only like 2 percentage points all the way down through the top like 6 or 7 represented decks, like 12%, 10%, 9%, 7.6, like that the spread of like the total in the tournament. Yeah. It was pretty flat on the top. Like that's still a significant number of decks given like close to 1,000 or over 1,000 players. But like that's still like you could play against anything.
And I think that's a good reminder too. If you're trying to spike every Pauper tournament, I think you're gonna lose your mind.
Yeah.
If you're trying to enjoy really fun games of Magic and play a bunch of different decks pretty damn cheaply.
Yeah. That's why the folks who are like hyper competitive were not interested in playing in this event.
But yeah, and
because they quote cannot test for it appropriately.
Yeah, that's
which
fair.
Honestly, that's great.
Yeah,
I think that is awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like that is amazing. You cannot completely just spike a turn, like be a spike in the tournament. Like you can play a good deck. Like obviously there's tons of good decks that do the linear thing. Obviously we've seen here, but it's like you can't prepare for everything, which is good.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Yeah,
I didn't have enough spots in my 75 this weekend to play Flaring Pain. Sorry.
No. Or red mana besides the 1/2.
I could have played. It's funny because I had talked to Derek.
Play the bounce line. If you were going to do a split,
I could have done I thought about doing a split.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I might do a split and play like Mardu weenies or whatever. But
yeah, I do want to call out the One of Agony Warp in their sideboard too. Very, very cool. That card's cool.
It's a good choice card.
It's a cool card.
It's interesting. They're on 6 of the snake effects, so 4 terrors and 2 Gurmag Anglers, but still.
That's pretty stock for the blue black
list.
Okay. Currently, it looks stock.
I think the list I was playing was on 4 and 4, which did seem really high.
Yeah,
but
especially with snackers too.
Yeah,
like, that seemed really high.
I don't think I was on Murmuring Mystic at all, but I think maybe mine was Trimma Murmuring Mystic and Trimma Unexpected Things, and then pretty similar list. But it shows you the power of Mental Note and Brainstorm. Like if you set them up and you hit instant sorceries, they are just Black Lotus.
Yeah,
for. Hit whatever
or it hit Spell and Sneaky Snacker in this list too, which is
awesome,
is sweet,
just as great. Yeah. So
very, very cool.
And God, it feels good to cast Sneaky Snackers.
Yeah.
So it's a really fun deck to play.
Quickly before we get into our third place, our other top 4 finisher, who is one of 2. I wanted to mention this. I forgot this when we mentioned them earlier. One of 2 Magic Online Pauper grinders that made our top 8. The first we've already mentioned is James Truffaz, the Gardens player. That's True Name Nemesis on Magic Online.
Okay, cool.
And in third place here with the deck of the tournament, honestly, in some ways, Carlo Pietropoli, who is Data Pusher on Magic Online, playing Red-Green Storm. This is, if any of you have watched Callie Kai's like Pauper Ruby Storm,
he actually just released a video last night.
He did, yeah, very timely.
Yeah, so
this is the deck. So you have some cost reducers like Goblin and Archimancer, Thornscape Familiar, and a couple mana dorks like Spider Manifestation because it can untap itself.
This deck wins quickly.
It does.
It does. Like even like mechanically, there's like in theory a lot. So you're like a cardboard moving. Like you're drawing a lot of cards.
Yeah.
It moves fast.
It does. It makes
because it only does like 2 things. Either has card draw or makes mana.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, and then
it has a win condition.
Yes, so you have the depletion lands in red and green that can tap for extra mana. You have the geothermal crevice, which there's a cycle of these. It comes into play tapped. This one either taps for red, or you can sacrifice it to add black-green to your mana pool. So you have a bunch of lands that can tap for 2 mana in some ways, and then a bunch of rituals to make a bunch of mana, draw cards, like James is saying. Ultimately, get to a point where you have a bunch of mana and or a bunch of spells that you've cast or filled up your graveyard, and at some point in the sequence, you're casting First Day of Class, which is the spell from Strixhaven that the Goblin combo deck uses as well. It's 1 and a red for an instant that says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it gains haste until end of turn.
Also super relevant with the card Spider Manifestation.
Yeah, to be able to give your Mana Dork haste, very cool. Also, you can just like if your First Day of Class is active and you're just drawing into extra cost reducing creatures, they get a little bigger and they have haste, so they can get in for an attack that turn when you get to that point. It also learns. It's a learn spell, so you can get a lesson out of your board, and there's a little lessons package here as well, which is very cool.
Mostly it's pretty most of them are unrelevant. Honestly, look, I was watching these videos last night. Like, he was honestly just like, when he picked up a card, it was literally to just to discard to any of the other draw like twos.
But I think this card's super good in the deck because one, it gives the storm payout is the Seize the Storm, which makes the token
a giant trampling token.
And it doesn't have haste on its own, does it?
No, it does not. So the First Day of Class gives it haste, and that's how you just win.
It gives you a
on
protection spell too.
Yes,
which is because you just grab
go get the green.
Origin of
Metal Bending. Yeah,
so like you get the haste and the protection from your one card out of that. Yep. That's really freaking good.
It is very strong.
They were also playing they were prepared for Cameron. They were playing one copy of
Flaring Pain.
One Flaring Pain.
Yeah, I was in the lesser of the tournaments. No shade on.
They were prepared there was, I do want to note, there was one Black Fog player in the tournament.
Yeah, I was talking to them before too on Discord.
Really?
We were talking about lists. Yeah.
So, they reached out to you?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's so sick.
That. Yeah. So
I know they were like 8-1 at one point.
Same person when I told the story about who reached out for me forever ago asking to do the deep dive with Zach with Fog.
That's the same person?
Yep.
Wow, that's so cool. And congratulations, you. I don't know how they finished.
I messaged him, asked how they did. I just did that. The deck had 100% conversion rate, and if they're the only pilot on it,
great.
Sounds like they day-2'd.
Great.
So
Sam said they were. Yeah, Sam looked up the record last he knew at a certain point in the tournament they were 8-1. So
wow. Yeah. Okay, cool. And they were on the 69 card list too. Like they're playing. Yeah. So they So we're talking. I was trying to convince them to jam some campfires in their deck. I don't know if they ever went with that over, but they had some spice. Like they had a crop rotation, crop rotation for Bishop Bog.
Or you can just go get like a gate on a turn.
Assholes Gate, Heap Gate, whatever.
Yeah, being able to get Heap Gate whenever you want is nice.
They're on that spice. They were on 3 toxin analysis. I was trying to talk them down that number a little bit, but if they went with it, hey, it turned out well. So I can't argue with results if it turned out well, or maybe it was really bad. Who knows?
But no, this Storm deck is very, very cool. I would definitely recommend y'all check out Kalikai's many videos on this deck. He's been working on this deck alongside Data Pusher and a number of folks. This deck is very cool. It's kind of in that same vein of like High Tide, where it's
the uninteractive combo deck.
Yeah, where it's just doing a bunch of stuff.
But this one at least kills you quicker.
You can interact with this deck with a lot.
This deck can actually just not stone lose to being like, I don't know, giga drowsed.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen.
Right. But also it relies on creatures ultimately to cross the finish line.
You do have to have creatures
almost
to win
every
the
case.
game.
Yeah. So, some cases you could sideboard and weather the storms and just gain a bajillion life, and then maybe
that's also part of
first.
I mean, that's also part of this deck's plan too. Is it also is a weather the storm deck post board?
Yeah.
So it can run up the storm count.
So you could let them storm off and like save your counter spell or removal. Like say if you only have a couple cast downs, you could save them for the Seize the Storm tokens. But I guess like if they really, really go off, if they get
this deck can this deck can go off on 3.
Yeah, like I mean, like if they make all the manas, like if they're able to get both of them and the flashback, maybe you can't deal with 4 of the tokens with haste or the protection spell, so it could be dangerous to wait till then. But like playing the deck, Alexander was playing it, and my game plan with Glint Hawk was I was just trying to never let you draw, or like never let one of those things stay on the battlefield. But I think he caught on to that pretty quickly, and post game he wasn't playing them on turn 2, which I think is correct. Like same thing with FAMs, we talked about this with
just don't play your familiar right immediately into unless you just like kind of can guarantee it's going to stick around.
And same thing, I think a lot of people play the deck wrong, where they will play a FAM on turn 2 and just let it get cast down it immediately. So This deck looks really cool.
I've got it if you want it.
I'd be
Very
interested
cool.
in playing it. I want to start playing some more wacky stuff too.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely wacky.
Back to the world of not quite so wacky. We have in second place, our other Affinity player, Lorenzo Tartarini, playing Grixis Affinity. We've got only 2 Utrom monitors here, so a little bit of a difference. They're also on Chromatic Star, just to help a little with the mana, a little early artifact count, draw a couple extra cards off your draw effects. We've got an extra land here as well. We've got the Swamp here for when you get the initiative from your opponent, so you have a land to get.
Or if you get Cleansing Wildfire.
Yeah,
That deck always
too.
plays. Most of the decks play a swamp.
But the other one was not playing.
Oh,
any basics.
most of them do.
Yeah.
Most of them do play at mana.
It's been a pretty point of contention whether you play the swamp or you don't. I've seen from lists these days. I agree. I think one swamp is totally fine.
I think you should. Play the swamp.
A pretty diverse sideboard here too. Other than the blasts and a couple Extracted Confession, we got 1 Arms of Adar, 1 Envelop, 1 Gorilla Shaman, 1 Negate, an extra Nile Spellbomb. So kind of covering a little bit of extra stuff here too. But yeah, Grixis Affinity. It had a great weekend. Just add a really powerful card and look what happens.
Yeah.
Very cool. And moving on to our winner, Andrea Feltrin, playing Elves. Elves was the 3rd most played deck in the event, and Andrea taking it down with Elves down to the very end. Playing a couple neat cards that I actually wanted to call out. They're in the sideboard. Two more new cards, or another new card with 2 copies of it from the Turtle set. Primordial Pachyderm.
Is it Southbound?
I don't.
Is the Pachyderm Southbound?
This is a Weird Al reference, isn't it?
No, this is a Primus.
It's a Primus.
reference.
Of course, it's a
Primus
Primus reference.
sucks.
Primus does suck.
Sorry, Primus Pachyderm.
Yes, you got that. I'm proud of you.
I do it to Devin all the time. Like, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing the thing.
Man, this sounds like Tool. that got old. You had to expand your range, right?
I would rather. I would. It warms my heart at least that he goes. Primus sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
That's just the joke. Right?
Devin was wearing
is
a
the
Tool
joke.
shirt.
That is the.
Or no, Devin's opponent was wearing a Tool shirt, and Devin's like,
Oh yeah, it was
nice shirt.
it was Michael. I was the winner of the
Yeah,
cup.
yep. And Devin's like, nice shirt. And I would just look at Devin like, Primus sucks.
It was so fun. John Burr looked at me and he's like, I was debating what kind of shirt you'd be wearing today, so I could also wear one to psych you out. And I was like,
Oh my god.
y'all think way too
The
hard about
shirt
this.
metagaming
Y'all
is
think
crazy.
way too hard about this.
The shirt metagaming is crazy. Anyway, this is Primus Pachyderm. I'm kidding. It's Primordial Pachyderm. This is 3 and a green for a 4/4 with reach, trample, and when it enters, you gain 2 life. Like, this is being played over any copies of the Spinewoods Paladin, the 5 mana 5/4 that gains 3. It's just a little bit. You can get it out a little sooner, and it blocks Utroms.
on me, dude.
It blocks Utroms all day. It just eats them alive. I think it's really sweet. One of our local players, Robert White, has had a good amount of success with this in Monstertron. Is like a good sideboard option for a couple of matchups. It looks totally fine. Just a big dude, not another random big dude that gains life.
Gains couple life.
Dude, you shout to Robert. He's done some wacky stuff, like run cards, and then like people kind of poke fun of him, and then it like shows up.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, dude, he's just ahead of it.
Yeah,
he is.
Just ahead of the curve, man. Sometimes you just nail it.
I appreciate people like that when they like test. They don't let any card go unturned.
Like,
There's no card left under the rock.
Yeah, let's give this a try. Why not? This list is just straight up playing 14 lands, playing the Gingerbread Cabin in the main, which I like. Just have like that extra land, a little bit of extra consistency. We've got 4 Avenging Hunters, and otherwise 1 Sagu Wildling as well to help in a couple of spots. You need that land. You want a flying blocker or attacker sometimes with your Timberwatch Elf, or sometimes you just don't want to. I don't know. Maybe it gets down to not decking, but I feel like that's like a very, very edge case here.
I do love that they are playing like a mirror breaker, like a true mirror breaker, like the longbow in the sideboard.
Yeah, the longbow's here as well.
Huge game there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Jesus, we just
Huge
start
game in the
sniping
mirror
all-
match. You just start annihilating your opponent's sideboard.
Keep those sneaky snackers grounded too.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was really funny. Derek gets paired into me after drawing the hippo, and I just hear him go, my longbows are in the car. And I'm like, good to know.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, but no. Congratulations to all. Any other notes on this winning deck or any of these top 8 lists? Then we can maybe pick out a couple of other lists to mention here.
I'll have to give Elves another spin. I played it once.
Yeah.
Derek handed me a copy of it, and I played it at locals. And I'm like, hey, come over. Look at this. It's turn 2, and I got like 2 Avenging Hunters out or something stupid. Just because, or I think it was
turn 3.
Yeah, because
the deck can do stupid
when you
things
untap
sometimes.
with Priest of Titania is
it
when
was
the
like
stupid stuff
Priest,
happens.
Quirion.
Yeah, it's like the Priest, Kyrian Ranger is the stupid stuff.
I still have a picture. I think I mentioned it on the podcast too, and I played it forever ago.
I do have a deck I want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell one more quick Elves Derek story real quick. It was like round 14, and Elves loses the winning into the Familiars player, and Derek's texting me. He's like, because Derek also had like, I think he finished like 3-2 or 2.
He finished like 1-3-1.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
he texted me afterwards. He goes, "I think it is time for me to."
Yeah, he's like,
I'm
gonna hang up the Elves, and like, I just don't think I'm feeling it. And then he's texting me while the finals are going on. He's like, "I'm back. I've never lost it. Back on Elves, best deck ever." Da, 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 da. I was like, "Hell yeah, buddy!"
It's funny. He listened to me from a decade ago. Elves, best deck.
Yeah. Well, we'll need to. We'll have to get him on to do an Elves deep dive. That'd be really cool.
I'm into that.
Then play a bunch with it because you've got some experience with the Hippo. You have experience with it. Derek's been playing it a ton recently. I'll have to hop back on it.
Tell us, what list do you want to call out here, James?
I would like to direct your attention to lucky number 13.
Ooh, baby.
What
would you like me to call it out, or you want to call it out?
I'll talk about it.
All right.
This is the pizza combo deck.
Yes, it is.
So not only is it the pizza combo deck, they did some really cool things.
There's
in
some
this
weird
list.
numbers in here.
There's
And
some
cool cards.
There's some cool cards in this list. Okay, so it is to its core the devoted druid guacamole or marshmallow, whatever.
Yeah,
nonsense.
Yes,
that they.
We were about to say mozzarella.
I almost did. Marshmallow. I don't know what the hell ever it's
funny.
called. You know the card I'm talking about. Anyways, so it's that deck, but you have some interesting little tidbits going on here. And I think the biggest, well, there's two big ones. And one is that apparently you can just jam 4 bloody copies of Writhing Crystals into any deck.
We've known this for a long time.
And it is just going to be okay. It doesn't matter what the deck is. It will at minimum be fine.
And we've known this for a long time. I had the idea of Naya Gates, and I just typed it in the YouTube search. I'm like, damn it, Kalikai's already beat me to it. And
so yeah, that's the one part that allows it to be like not just purely a combo deck. It can function otherwise. The other thing is it is playing 2 copies of Mystical Teachings, which is super sick here. Not only does it go get your Banishing Knack or your Retraction Helixes.
Yes. Which there are only 3 total copies in the list.
That seems so strange to me.
I think that's
talked
good.
about. That's good.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah,
because that means you're not drawing them, which is great because you barely want to do that. You
don't want 3 of them.
I watched a video I watched a video of literally like last night of someone playing like the pure combo version of this deck, and it looked horrendously bad.
You just die with
because you have 8 copies of Banishing Knack and Retraction Helix in your deck.
You die with 2 of them stuck in your hand doing nothing.
It looks terrible. But with this version,
sorry to that person, I guess.
With this version, so are they also playing? Okay, so one cool thing about it is Retraction Helix can like really get your opponents with like Colony Garden, because they're like, why would you ever expect a Colony Garden token to ever do anything?
Sure.
But you can just do like random cool, like assuming that you're just like need to remove things from the table, like playing against elves, for example, and they're like turn 2 Kyrian or Timberwatch or turn 2 Priest of Titania. You can just start Retraction Helixing away with just even your plant tokens.
Yep.
So it's like one cool thing you can do. On top of what you say, works with the guac and marshmallow nonsense. They're also playing main deck copies of Negate, which is super sick.
Yeah,
so just like a
3 copies of Negate.
Clean answer to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, 3 Negates, 2 Dispels, a Tameo
Safekeeping, a singular copy of Brainstorm.
Incredible.
Love that.
Incredible.
Love it. 4 copies of Kraken Relic.
Love that.
Yeah, very cool. Abundant Growth. I think that's a huge bonus for this deck too.
Yeah, that's gonna clean up your mana.
That
really
helps
well.
a
I've been
lot.
thinking about Abundant Growth a lot lately, and like kind of
It's been haunting your dreams.
Yeah, it has.
4 copies of Perilous Research, which goes really well with
I
the.
picked up a set of them.
I also picked up a set of those a while back because
Cold Snap.
when Cryogen Relic got printed, I was like, that card's sick with Cryo. I watched somebody do the Abjure thing with Perilous Research in their deck, and I was like, that's fire.
Carson and I are thinking about that now too. I think we have like divergent paths with this blue-black deck of like, do we want to go like really full in on Abjure Snacker, and maybe it's not so much an affinity deck, but like maybe that's the thing to lean into, and then what is the Utrom plus Snacker? What does that world look like if you lean into more of just the affinity stuff? Like, I think we have kind of 3 like merging them, and then 2 separate paths that we're like gonna explore moving forward.
Yeah. The cool part of it, another cool thing about the Abundant Growth, it also allows you to flash back your teachings to the games that go that long.
Yeah. Is that the only way to make black mana?
I believe so.
Looks like it. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Wow.
Because you don't even have a blue-black dual land to fetch with like
your Lorien Reveal.
You're only playing 2.
Yeah, you just Tangled Dilate in the Volatile Fjords. One snow one. Get at me. Fight me, Thermokarst. I dare you to Thermokarst my Volatile Fjord. I love it. I love the one snow duel and one not snow duel. It's like, I dare you to Thermokarst my Volatile Fjord, and you gain a life. I dare you.
What? And then they understand that this deck like loses to red. Like, this is a terrible red, like against the red matchups.
Mm-hmm.
But they've shorted up. They've kind of put like a bajillion copies of Blast on the board. They put 6 copies of Blast on the board. They also lose to like Elves seems to be a problem. So they just play triple Breath Weapon.
Yeah,
adding the red, I think, really also does help add a lot to the game. Like, it doesn't just put you stone dead to whatever nonsense. Like, there's some decks you just like, oh, Writhing Crystals just beat you. Whereas the deck, like without like a mid-range idiot like that, just doesn't do anything.
You might be faster in Elves.
I think you are faster than Elves, but you're less consistent.
Yeah,
I think it's the only issue.
That is true.
Like, their deck just has so much redundancy of what they're doing. Like, that's the only issue. I think you have to be faster than Elves because this deck can win on turn 3.
So I wonder why Batamio is safekeeping over a 3rd copy of Dispel. Because any removal spell they're using on their turn would also just get hit by Dispel.
It's a gain 2 that you could have that may be relevant against Madness or Rally or whatever.
It targets a permanent.
And also protects your lands from being blown up, assuring that they be a thing.
Protects your lands, protects your enchantment, it protects the guac, it protects,
fair. But like I'm saying, any of that they're interacting on your turn can also just be dispelled.
Again, I think it's
not necessarily true.
They can interact on their own turn. It's still fine on their turn.
Well, they can also interact in other ways.
That's fair. You do have to untap with the Devoted Druid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
like what if your opponent just like plays Surveillance Cam and at just the right spot to tap your thing and I'm out of untaps. Can't dispel that.
No, can't dispel that. Really impressive.
I like having the like
very cool
toolboxy aspect with the mystical teachings. I think that adds a whole different dimension to it, which is very sweet.
I'm still just so shocked that it's just
out of 1,000-player tournament, 13th. It's
11-3, baby.
It's really cool.
Just the untapping with it. There's no way to give it haste, so you're just raw untapping with it every time, And
yeah. Well, it's like we talked about where it's gonna be good in a shell where that's not like the primary game plan. Like, you're building towards it, but you can just
play another
draw
game.
Cards, play Writhing Chrysalis,
keep stuff tapped down with the relics. Like, you still have ways to bounce their idiots. Like, again, like I was describing, like the Calling Garden, you can just start using your Retraction Helixes on some of their stuff. Like, because you can put the guac into play on an earlier turn, it's still fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Just have it sit there.
Yeah, just have it sit there. It's totally fine.
Hell, you can gain 3 life with it if you need to.
Exactly. I was like, it does have other text.
Less sold on fair Retraction Helix just because it's like you only have 3 of them and you do need to win the game at some point. Probably if one of them.
Yeah. If it's a matter of life and death, then go make sure you're not going to lose the game. But I agree. You're probably going to want to save them as long as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Highest placing mono red Madness deck is in 11th place. It looks fairly stock.
Yeah, it looks pretty
smashed to smithereens over the Cast in the Fires, which I think I would have played as well, given the Utrom's popularity, just so you can keep up your that, and Searing Blaze actually really not that bad either. Underneath the top placing White Weenie deck as well. In 12th place.
Yeah, they chose to go for the true mono white option. They also played copies of Spider-Man card.
Yeah, just continue to make Cast Down look bad.
Make Cast Down look bad. They played I played 0 copies. So I actually played 0 copies of Journey to Nowhere. My 75.
I think that's totally fine.
I mean,
sometimes it feels a little clunky.
It does, but I think it's just the way my sideboard was like constructed specifically. Like I was like, I'm going to play a Greatsword. I want to play this card.
Greatsword's dope.
Greatsword's dope. I want to play these standard bears. Like that card is insane.
Oh, there is another Girl Storm player in 21st. So yeah, and in 23rd.
So it did really. It put quite a few up.
It did. So it's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Let's not just completely discount it. I think it's pretty good.
Got one spy in top 32. Looks like.
And we finally get down to Mono Blue Terra in top 32 here.
That's cool.
Man, that
and
is
fairies.
wild.
And fairies. Yeah, wow.
In 26th, there was an Ultratron, but they were playing no pack dolls. They were just playing
just like
Finger
the combo.
Marauder. They were just playing like
They're
they're
like
just playing like
Bobbletron
well, no,
kinda
they're playing
deal.
like the combo.
Yeah.
But they're playing no way to like kill you without attacking.
Sure.
Like you have to attack.
Okay.
The spy list is interesting too. A couple of cool one-ofs. We have a one of Beast Rider Vanguard. It's the card I've been wanting to test out in the deck for a while. It's 1 and a green, 2/2. It has an activated ability of 4 and a green. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Because sometimes you'll lose games where you have a million mana. And
this is a
Nothing
card
to do.
that actual
That's
Walls
how I stole game 2.
This is how Walls Combo, or one of the cards Walls Combo had an access to that they were playing for a minute.
Yeah, really good when you have infinite mana.
Yeah, they just free from the rail, and then you find any card in your deck. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Cool.
4 Mass Vandals main and 2 Mez Fiends. Interesting. 1 Elvish Farsight. 1 Troll, 1 Tinderwall, 1 Korean Ranger, 1 Demir Houseguard. That card's terrible. Don't play that. But hey, I didn't top 32 of Paupergeddon, so. And the Sideboard Mountain for the Flaring Pain and 2 Gorilla Shamans. Interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah, I guess that's one way if you're expecting a lot of affinity. Well, I'm scared of Karkland Shaman. What if I just blow up all your lands until you play an indestructible one?
Great. Yeah, really great stuff.
And damn, this is a deck that could pay some high X cost too for that Gorilla Shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pay 14, kill that Mirror Enforcer. Or 15.
15,
I guess,
yeah.
It's a deck that can do it. 2 Fume Spitters. This is a card I was kind of talking to with, I think Dustin and I were having this conversation there because we're talking about that. I'm like, man, the deck seems so bad against Karkland Shaman that the Fume Spitter might not even be worth it because it needs to be timed like perfectly right.
It also is good against Mesmeric Fiends in the Mirror.
And yeah.
Like I have some applications other
Random fairies.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, you just dumpster fairies anyway. But it is an application. Like I would bring it in there. Yeah, elves is nice too. But also just dumpster elves. But man, it just feels like, okay, it's hard to proactively use because like you Fume Spitter, then you hit the Card Clan, and then they have the Toxin, and hopefully don't wipe away your Overgrown Battlement. And like you kind of have to have like nothing on the board. They have to like play their Card Clan Shaman while you have nothing on the board for you to Fume Spitter it, which can be really weird. Like I guess like why would they ever play the Card Clan Shaman if they don't? Like, because if you can't untap with nothing and win the game, like you need to have something in play already. So,
right. But if you just mix in the Fume Spitter somewhere along your mana dorks and it's just chilling.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Know.
It's just then like the Card Clan's gonna get stuff.
It's gonna get some stuff, yeah.
Which is hard.
They're down artifacts, but like that's fine if they get to play a few more turns.
Yeah, there's not
they can
like
rebuild.
a clean answer to it exactly.
No.
Yeah, it is kind of just hope to rebuild the best you can kind of thing, and hope they don't have another one.
So we can't say that none of the Lorwyn cards made it into lists.
What made it in? Oh God.
You see what cards I've got pulled up. In the 10th place Elves list in the sideboard, they played 2 copies, or 3 copies, I'm sorry. 3 copies of Rooftop Percher.
This card is so
For
good.
those who do not know, this is a 5 mana card, colorless. So just 5 mana, 5 generic mana for Changeling, flying. When this creature enters, exile up to 2 cards from graveyards, and you gain 3 life.
Very cool.
Yeah,
it's also an elf because it's a shapeshifter. So
sure
like
is.
that's super relevant for random counts and stuff. Yeah, you want a flying blocker? Great. Put it like you put
a flying elf blocker.
Yeah, flying elf blocker. You put a couple counters on that from the initiative and just eats a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
very cool.
Also, I learned something over the weekend. If I'm not the one playing the initiative, I will wholly forget about it. Every single turn it's in play, I will forget about it.
Mm-hmm. It happens to not be very intuitive.
Turns out, again, if I'm the one playing it, I don't miss it.
No.
But if I'm not the one physically putting it into play myself, I will 100% miss it.
I think you got to shore that up, James.
Well, I played against Derek, and we both I literally removed a die from the top of my deck. Or no, he removed, we went to my turn, and he was being friendly. He just picked the die up for me to draw my card.
Yeah.
And I just went straight past it. I was like, son of a donkey.
He was getting in your head.
He wasn't trying to. That's not what he was attempting to do. It was just funny. I was like, okay.
Top 128, Silent K. 7/7 with Esper Ninja Affinity.
Cryo deck or whatever.
No.
No cryo?
No cryos.
Oh, interesting.
An aggressive version of the Esper Glenhawk stuff. 4
Furbies, 4 Utrums.
It seems like
3 Leos.
Ooh.
3 Moon Circuit Hackers, 3 Novice Inspectors. God damn, play 4 of something. 3 Ornithopters, 3 Thraben Inspectors, 2 Core Skyfishes.
I'm so sorry. We would be playing 4 Thraben Inspectors and 2 Novice Inspectors in this house.
They did play 4 Refurbs and 4 Utroms. But this deck is pretty funny. Then 4 Thoughtcast, 1 of 1 Mind.
That's cool. Just jam it all. Why not?
Yeah. Then 3 Springleaf Drums is pretty funny. You just get those really fast starts to the Ornithopters, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that's land Ornithopter Springleaf Drum is Refurbished Familiar. Then you can just play Refurbished Familiar on turn 1. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's a cool. They went 7/7, so exactly 50% there. Yeah. Which again, this big of a tournament and this very good players is still pretty good, especially with something that I'm assuming that they brewed up themselves. Yeah. So
really cool. Yeah, I encourage folks to look through the lists and
no random gruel monsters in this one.
Yeah, there was pretty low brought really cool. Too. Yep.
I think we'll have Skura on the show soon, and we can get some behind the scenes. We'll get some behind the scenes updates and kind of gauge the vibe.
Cool.
See what it was like.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. We will see y'all next week. No, we'll see them next week.
That's not how we end the show, though.
Oh. If you made it this far,
thank
you so much for listening. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, you can email them to us, commongroundmggpod@gmail.com, or you could join our Discord. That is in the description below. It's pretty cool. Go chat with everybody. A lot of people mentioned here and there.
Yep.
Such as Skura, and I think it's about it.
A lot of mentions.
No, but Derek and a lot of people from the first half, I guess.
Yeah. We have a number of events to shout out. They are all in the description below. You can check it out this coming weekend, the 28th. Our friends down in Huntsville, Alabama at JC's House of Cards are running a Pauper 1K. I think you boys are going to go and do battle.
Oh, yeah.
I have some other stuff going on. That Sunday, March 29th, if you're down in the Columbus, Georgia area, they've got a 1K or close to that, depending on attendance, over at Omega Card Games. Turns out that's kind of a culmination of their 10-week Pauper League, just like an open invitational kind of to celebrate the end of that. That's pretty cool. Saturday, April 4th, the Court of Commons Quarterly, organized by a friend of the show, Discord member Sir Hemselot. That's up in Murray, Kentucky at Enchanted Gaming Emporium. I think a number of us, if not all 3 of us, will be there. That's going to be a lot of fun. April 11th, the 3rd Upstate New York Pauper Open in the Rochester, New York area. You can check that out. April 25th, the 4th London Pauper Showdown from the London Pauper League over in England. The Darkest Ritual, that's going down. And
metal name.
Very metal name.
That is very cool.
Keep up with if you're in the North Carolina area in Greensboro, the Piedmont Pauper League is running monthly events that culminates in the winner across the league getting to come play the 4th Common Ground Cup this summer. Very, very cool. Thank you to Luke for running that, and thank you to Ethan and cohorts for the Cascadia Pauper Circuit in the Pacific Northwest across Portland and Seattle areas. They're running a nice league up there. Those next events are coming up. Last 2 events to shout out. July 12th, the New York City Pauper League is hosting what they've called, what they've originally coined USA Pauper Nationals, but I believe they're playing around with the name Paupergenesis. So to kind of mimic Paupergeddon. So Paupergenesis.
Not as cool as a name.
Not quite, but
it's still cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think I should go back to the drawing board.
July 12th in Baltimore. You can check out the link. I have purchased my entry.
Okay, so
I am locked in, and I think they'll have a hotel
driving?
block at some point. Yeah, Carson and I are going to drive.
I could be into that.
Yeah, hop in.
Especially how cheap are the hotels too.
The hotel block should be up sometime this week, supposedly. That's what Chris posted online.
Depending on how cheap that is, just because a lot of travel in July too. So
yeah. So
and then dangerous for all three of us to be in a car too.
I know.
Well, stealing Lucky Paper's bet.
Oh, yeah. And then finally, July 25th will be the 4th Common Ground Cup here at Game Night in Columbia, Tennessee. Shout out to our sponsor, Game Night. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And we hope to see a bunch of y'all out. The official details will be released and announced on April 16th.
And we're playing in this one, too. So I'm kidding.
No, I don't think
that's
so.
news to me.
I don't think so.
We're going to take your fool's money.
But registration, poster, hotel block information, that'll all be out on April 16th. So coming right up. So stay tuned.
Oh, yeah.
James, do you have anything to add?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you all for everyone filling out the survey too. That was super awesome. We're gonna dig through that pretty soon here, and the Patreon will be coming down the pipeline.
666.
Thank you all for your support.
Stay safe, y'all.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Game on.
Game on. Leave us a review too. I didn't say that. Do it.
5 stars.
Or Krampus will come to your house. Bleep bleep donkey.
Donkey.
Yeah.
All right.
Later.
Thanks so much, fam.
Get out of my house. Not you.
Oh, okay. Phew.
Kind of hard for me.
I do need to go.
Hope you got to work safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope work is okay. Or if you're at work, I hope work is going great. Those are kisses.
Those are kisses.